for limitless possibilities. They're your local internet provider. Sign up by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
WTIM AM, FM, and online on the WTIM mobile app and Amazon Alexa is your ag information station with over 8 hours a day of agriculture programming and our own local farm broadcaster. Tune in to WTIM, your ag information station.
WTIM. You're listening to the WTIM Morning Show on your information station. The show is sponsored by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Reed Kamai, and if you've got a kindergartner going to Taylorville's elementary schools soon in the Taylorville School District, you've got a kindergarten screening coming up that you'll end up having to do, and here to talk about that and much more is an instructional coach for kindergarten through fourth graders at the Taylorville School District, Kara Thomas. Kara, thanks for coming in this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, it's good to have you in this morning. So first things first, when are those kindergarten screenings happening?
That's a great question. So we are having our kindergarten screenings. The first one is this week, April 29th. It's from 1:30 to 4. We have another one May 12th at 3:30 to 6. May 13th, 8 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock, and June 2nd, 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock.
Okay, so those are the dates that they're happening. How does one register for these screenings?
We are registering through a QR code or a link that is actually on our Taylorville Schools website. So if you go to the Taylorville Schools website, there is a link you can click on, and there's a calendar. You just sign up for the time and the date that works best for you. If you have any questions, you could always call North School at 824-3315.
Okay, so you can find that registration, sounds like online, tcusd3.org. So that's how to get registered. Talk about the importance of these screenings.
Well, let me first start off by saying that we had started a screening process a while back, and it was very successful. And for some reason, we went away from it, but we're coming back to it. The screening process is very important to our school district. It actually gives us a snapshot of the children's current skills before they start kindergarten.
Yeah, and I can see how, it'd be good for, the kindergarten teacher, right? Once you get in, just to kind of know where the students are at. And get that sort of idea, it seems.
Absolutely.
So, in terms of the kinds of skills that you look for in the screening, what's that like?
The skills that we're looking for is basically we're looking for strengths of the kindergartners, what they already are strong in. We're also actually looking for areas of growth. We learn what the children already know and where they need extra support in. So it gives us an idea before starting the kindergarten year where we are with the kindergartners.
You talk about areas of growth. So is that something like where, you see where, where the student has like the most potential for growth?
Absolutely. Right. I mean, even in their reading skills, their math skills, their cognitive growth, those are things that actually give us a snapshot of where they are so that we can start the school year strong and then use those skills to run with the rest of the year.
Yeah. And so, because I guess the way I think about it for kindergartners, right, is that, you can see where they have the potential for growth. And then there are areas that are, maybe a little bit more challenging and, you can overcome them, but, maybe there's more difficulty to it. And then it sounds like you're trying to figure that out with the screenings.
Absolutely. Right.
All right. So that's what they look for in the screenings. And then, when it comes to, now you do the screenings, the students in the classroom, talk about how it's going to then set the student up for success, in the classroom once they're in front of the teacher and once classes are going.
That's a great question. So there's many ways that it helps set a child up for success. First of all, it guides the teacher's instruction from the first day. They use the information that we gain from the screening and they plan lessons that meet the needs right away. So they can start those lessons right away instead of trying to figure out where they are on their abilities. Another way is it supports early reading success. We look at, the screening looks at their foundational skills that are critical for learning to read so we can start strong. We also want to make sure that we have the right support for each kindergarten in place. If students need a little extra help, we can provide it early instead of just waiting a couple of months into the year. We can start right away with that extra support. And it also helps the teachers in our school balance the classrooms. Screening helps us thoughtfully group students to support learning from everyone, for everyone.
Yeah, and it seems like, with the timings, right? So you've got, so that last one's happening on June 2nd, I think you said.
Right.
So, it sounds like the the timing of that then kind of allows the teacher time to, then figure out what to do, and then they can make those decisions more soundly. Would you agree with that, Sam?
I agree with that 100%. It just helps us like balance our classrooms too, so we can kind of see like how many kids are going to be in a classroom. We want to make sure they're evenly split,
Yeah.
and so that one teacher doesn't have more than another teacher. So we also want to balance our classrooms with that as well.
Okay, so then it sounds like also that you actually use that to decide which students then end up in which classrooms and with which teachers.
Correct. We sometimes right now we currently we have 6 sections of kindergarten.
Okay.
So we're trying to see if we're going to need 6 sections next year, or if we need like 5 sections or 7 sections. We're trying to see how many kindergartners are actually coming in to our district, because sometimes we don't know that until August when they register.
Yeah.
So we really want to get an idea of how many kids we're going to have, so that we have the correct amount of sections that we need.
Wait, so you said the registration's in August?
Well, when they actually register online, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All
This is a pre-registration to get us an idea of what kindergartens. But then in August, they will actually register through our program called Skyward.
Okay,
Yes.
so they do the screenings and then the registration. So do the numbers typically line up at the end of it?
Mostly,
Okay.
yes. But right
All right.
now our numbers are not lining up. So yes, mostly they will line up by August when they register.
Okay.
But the screening process needs to be done now so that we can get those kids already in classrooms, and then they will know their teacher.
All right. So then, and you mentioned, you are expecting, right, like 6 sections, or you currently have 6 sections,
Mhm.
but you could have more. What's like, how easy is it to essentially get another kindergarten teacher?
Well, yeah, that's hard too. Sometimes we always put the applications out. If we need another section, we'll put it out during the summer, and hopefully we'll get some good candidates that apply for our kindergarten. We do currently have 6 sections, so right
Okay.
now we're fine.
Okay.
So
All right. So just some interesting kind of thoughts and factors that sort of came up in my mind when we
Right.
were talking about that. So no, very, very relevant indeed. So let's go back to the screening, kind of how that works. What should the parents expect, once they get there and the child's being screened?
that's a great question. So we're making this really pain-free. Just basically come in, and we'll take a kindergarten teacher will take your child, do a quick assessment on them, and while they're doing that, we have a parent questionnaire that they will fill out, and then the teacher brings the kindergartner back to the parent. We are hoping to be in and out of the process within 15 to 20 minutes. Our nurse, Mrs. McClure, is also on site to do a quick eye and vision, or vision and hearing check as well. So we'll have that completed as well. I do want to point out that this is not a test for the kindergartners. It's just a starting point. It's a low pressure environment for us to learn about each child. It's not something they either pass or fail. It's just basically for us to get to know the children. And sometimes the children come in a little apprehensive, so that this is a way for them to see the building, meet the kindergarten teacher, and feel more at home as well.
Yeah, I like that. And I think for kids at that age, right, like they really need to see what it is they're going into. I like to see it as an adult. So I get
yes.
that for sure. So
take the anxiety out a little bit.
that's right. And it sounds like it's done pretty quickly, right? You said 15 to 20 minutes.
20 minutes, yes.
Okay, yeah, and then they're on their way.
Right.
So now, are you doing the screenings, or are other folks doing them? How does that work?
Well, that's a good question too. I'm actually going to be there, but all of our kindergarten teachers will also be on site, and our title teachers will be on site. Our speech teachers will be on site, so that not only will they see the kindergarten teachers or visit with them, they'll also get to see our other professionals in the building as well.
Okay, and professionals they may end up working with in their time at the school, especially depending on how things turn out. What should folks bring with them to the screenings?
On the kindergarten screening paper, we would love for kindergartners to register. You do not have to bring it the day of the screening, but before they start kindergarten, they will need a certified birth certificate on hand. Please don't let that stop them from coming to screening. If they don't have it right now, just bring it by the first day. They will also need by the first day 2 forms of residency, proof of residency that they are in the Taylorville School District, immunization records, and just basically we'll have the rest of the paperwork to fill out that day. Those other requirement documents are for kindergarten. They can bring those the first day of school. They do not have to bring them for screening.
You said 2 forms of proof of residency.
Mhm.
So Now, is that for the child or
to make sure that they're a child within our district, right?
Okay.
So maybe just like a water bill with the parent's name on it, or just a parent.
okay?
Yeah, residency.
So or like their driving license, does that work?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, all right. Because I was thinking like it would have to identify the child and where they live, and I don't think they get too many documents at that point.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. No, definitely not that driving license. So
No.
just clarifying that there with Kara Thomas, an instructional coach for kindergartners through fourth graders at the Taylorville School District. We've been talking about the kindergarten screenings that are coming up as early as this week at the Taylorville School District. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation right here on the WTIM Morning Show on your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.
Let's check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn, beans, and Chicago wheat all higher at this hour. May corn up 2.5, 457.5. July corn up 3.25, 466 3/4. New crop December 486.5, up 2 1/4. May beans up 6 3/4, 1170.5. July beans up 7.5, 1186. And November new crop up 6.5, 1162 1/4. May Chicago wheat 611 up 2 3/4. May KC wheat is down 2, 657. May bean meal 332.10 up 780. May bean oil down 2 cents, 71.89. Livestock trade April feeders 369.55 up $1.92. April live cattle up $1.32, 249.62. May lean hogs up 47 cents, 94.77. Energy market, June Brent crude oil up 264, 107.97. You're listening to the RFD Radio Network.
Spring just has a way of putting a little more energy into everything. Brighter days, warmer air, and more reasons to get out and enjoy it. Your home should keep up with that. At Hickory Point Garden Homes, you'll have your own one-story duplex with bright open spaces, a private patio, and neighborhood walking paths just outside your door for that perfect stroll in the spring sunshine. You can spend less time managing your home and more time enjoying the warm spring days ahead. See what that feels like at Hickory Point Garden Homes in Forsyth, Illinois, and step into comfortable living for $55 and better.
Hi, this is Carl Krumsick. Why do you need a monument? It's a place to visit, to remember, and to begin healing. At Krumsick Monument Company, we're locally owned with low overhead, so families can honor their loved ones without overspending. We offer complete services of cleaning, resetting, and adding death dates. Let us design your legacy in beautiful granite. Call 217-825-5197 for an appointment. Krumsick Monument Company, 114 North Webster Street, Taylorville, Illinois.
Nicole Patrick here, your local country financial representative at 1305 West Bresser in Taylorville. I'm proud to recognize the Lady Tornado student athletes that represent our community by being the exclusive sponsor of the ILSportswire.com Taylorville Lady Tornadoes Player of the Game this school year. At the end of each game, a Lady Tornado will be selected to receive a certificate for being named our Player of the Game, and they'll be featured in a highlighted reel on the ILSportswire.com social media platforms. Best of luck to all the girls' teams this season, and go Lady Tornadoes!
Hi, I'm Mark Sanders, and I'm your longtime host, interviewing Shelbyville and Shelby County community and business leaders every week. For some 10 years, WTIM, your information station, has originated its Friday morning show live from our downtown Shelbyville studios. Tune in on AM or FM or online every Friday from 8:40 to 10, brought to you by these great sponsors.
Family Drug, the Villas of Hollybrook, Shelbyville Manor, and Corner Copy sponsor the WTIM Shelbyville Morning Show. WTIM. We're back on the WTIM Morning Show on your information station. The show is sponsored by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Reed Kamai, and I've been talking in this interview with Kara Thomas, an instructional coach for kindergartners through fourth graders at the Taylorville School District, and we've been talking ahead of the kindergarten screenings that are coming up for those who are going into kindergarten in the coming academic year. So we talked a little bit about what the screenings are like. I'd love to learn a little more about your role specifically, Kara, in these screenings in terms of organizing them and working with the information you get at the end of that? What's that like that you can share?
Well, I have to give kudos to our kindergarten team and the staff at North Elementary. We have all worked together, not just myself, but we've all worked together with multiple meetings, also with our principal, Mr. Cunningham, multiple meetings trying to figure out how we want this to run, how fluently we want it to run. It has been kind of I don't want to say it's not last minute, but we had April 29th came on us very quickly. And so we met as teams. We just basically got our dates in the books and what we want to what our goal was for the kindergartners coming in. So it wasn't just a my role, it was a we role. We also worked together, trying to get it all organized so that it's easy and quick. So that's kind of our goal this year.
Yeah, easy and quick. And you were talking about how quickly those screenings go. So I bet that's a big part of it as well. So, once you do all these screenings, once you, get all the information from the students, what is the process kind of like for you specifically as you go about it?
So after we get everyone screened, what we'll do is basically we meet as a team, and then we also go ahead and group the kids into different classrooms and put them into different classrooms according to their teacher. So we balance the classrooms that way with that information we have.
Yeah. So it's you. Is it a lot of those team members you were talking about?
We have our preschool coordinator comes over, our special ed teacher, our principal, myself, and the kindergarten teacher groups our kids based on the data that we get from these screenings.
Okay. Yeah. So you get the data. I would imagine you would need to do all the screenings in order to kind of then.
Right. So June 2nd is our last screening. So actually June 3rd, we're actually meeting as a team to actually get those balanced classrooms out. So we're meeting right after that to get the classrooms out. And then in August, then the students will know which teacher they'll have as their kindergarten teacher.
Then how long does it take to kind of make those decisions about which student goes into which classroom?
It takes quite a while. At least a couple of days.
A couple of days. Okay.
Yeah. So we take all that data and we lay it all out, and then we balance the classrooms that way. So it does take a lot of data, a lot of thought.
Yeah. So is that really the only thing you're doing for those couple of days?
Mm-hmm, yes.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Correct.
So yeah. So no, it'll be busy times for you folks. And it sounds like that's at the start of June.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Start of June, right after that last screening that you folks have going on. So you've got that coming up. In terms of the students and whatever it is you're able to share, how do they typically handle? How do they typically feel about these screenings? Are they nervous, like maybe on the first day of school?
Well, I don't actually know that, but I can assume that they will be. In the past, they just come in on the first day of school with their parents.
Yep.
We have a first day of school parent meeting, so they come in with their parents and they get acclimated to the school and the teacher. But this is another opportunity for them to come in and see the school, see the teachers, or meet the teachers, and see what our school has to offer. So it's another day of actually coming in and seeing what's going on in our building.
All right. Yeah.
Before independently doing that by themselves.
Yeah. So no, I know the first normal day of school can be a little bit nerve-wracking. I remember that was for myself as well. So yeah, just interested to see how that goes about. I'll tell you what, we've got a couple minutes left. What again are those registration days?
Okay, so our registration dates is actually we have this Wednesday, April 29th, 1:30 to 4, May 12th, 3:30 to 6, May 13th, 8 to 3, and June 2nd, 8 to 3. And at those times, they can meet the kindergarten teachers and all of our other professionals at our school.
Okay, so it sounds like those last 2 days obviously have the longer time frame there for folks to work that out. And then remind our listeners again how they register for these.
We have we have kindergarten screening papers all through we have it all through our town. We send them home through preschool. They're hanging out at the YMCA. Different community members have volunteered to put flyers out. All you have to do is scan the QR code. It brings you up to a calendar where you can sign up for the date and the time that you prefer. It asks you 2 or 3 questions. And then once you get that set up, we'll just see that day you said come in, and we'll make it very, very painless.
Yeah. And there's a link as well, like on the website.
There's a link on the website and a QR code.
Okay.
And if you have a hard time getting through on those two, you can always call North School at 824-3315, and we can guide you through it as well.
All right. Yeah. Exciting times for kindergartners who are excited about this sort of thing, of course. And that's coming up in the final, in the next couple days is when that starts. And then you said a relatively quick process, right? Like 15 to 20 minutes.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So quick for them. You mentioned some required documents. You said a birth certificate, immunization records, and then the 2 forms for proof of residency. And you said that is not necessarily required at the screening,
Right.
but if they have it, then you get it in and it's taken
Yeah,
care
you're
of,
taken
right?
care of. Yeah, and we just need that before the first day of kindergarten. But again, we do not need that for the screening process. We're just looking at basically academic and cognitive growth of your child.
Oh, that's right. Kara Thomas, instructional coach for kindergartners through 4th graders at the Taylorville School District. Kara, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for listening here on the WTIM Morning Show. You have a good day and stay safe.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville.
96.1 FM Taylorville.
107.5 FM